but yours truly made millions of dollars from these sites in the very beginning with no technology, no extra scrapers online, didn't go to fancy resources that are all over the place. I used these free resources. This is a perfect place for you to get started. So you're wanting to get started in pre-foreclosures and you're not really sure where to start. One of the first things that you need to consider is, where do you get your data? If you don't have the data, then you don't have the leads. And if you don't have the leads, you can't help these sellers and get contracts. So today we're gonna go over 2 different lead sources that are not only free, but help you get started really fast so you can have some early wins. The first lead source is Zillow. And before you kind of laugh that off, that's actually where I got my start. So for some reference, years ago, 2018, I'm sitting on my back deck. I have no leads to go off of. I sold a recent flip and I was basically unemployed at that point. I was kind of pouting because I'd done things like driving for dollars and bandit signs and various things like that with little to no success. I'm sitting back there pouting. My wife gets back there, kind of kicks me on the backside, so to speak, and says, "You really need to provide for this family. What are you doing? Go out there and find a deal." So I didn't really know what to do. I pulled out my phone, started flicking through Zillow, and I happened to come across this for sale by owner property that said auction on it. It had a little red dot, and I looked on there and it said that there was a pre-foreclosure in 2 weeks. I didn't know what a pre-foreclosure was. All I knew was that I had no opportunity. This house was about a half mile away, and I'm gonna go take action. So I walk to this house. I'm nervous as I'll get up. I have no idea what to say. It's my first situation door knocking a house. I door knock the house and say, "Hey, my name is Michael. I know that you have a foreclosure coming up next week. I just wanted to drop by and see how I could help." To cut that story short, the first time I looked on Zillow, I found a piece of data. I door knocked a house and I assigned that thing for $50,000 profit. So before you discount this lead source because it's so commonly known, this is where I got started. This is what helped me realize that foreclosures are a viable way of getting deals and how important that data is. So let's go ahead and look at Zillow and I'll walk you through how to find that data. So if you go ahead and go to Zillow.com, you can simply enter a city of your choice. I'm in Kansas City, so I'm going to type in Kansas City, Missouri. It'll come up with that area. I want to go ahead and take off that restriction on Kansas City, actually. And if you go over here to this More dropdown, you will see properties that are for sale by agent or properties that are for sale by owner. We want to go ahead and select by owner, and you'll also see these different check boxes over here. We want to select foreclosures, auctions, pre-foreclosures, anything to do with those type of keywords. So go ahead and click apply, and you'll notice that you have all of these results over here. Well, how do you know if these houses are auction houses? How do you know that they're in pre-foreclosure and that these sellers want help or perhaps want to sell their home? Well, go ahead and over here and click on any listing you would want, and you'll notice over here underneath the Zestimate, you'll see a little auction moniker. This means that the house has up for auction. It means that there is an auction date set. So what are you going to do with this information? You know that this house on 58th Terrace in Kansas City, but what now? Okay, simply you can go to another free site called True People Search, and you can type in this address into here. And I know YouTube does not like having addresses, so I'm gonna have my videographer go ahead and blot this out, but you can do reverse address search, search this person up, and you can find the likely homeowner that you're going to skip trace, contact, and have a conversation with. So while you're on Zillow, you need several pieces of information while you're there. You wanna collect the address, the city, the state, the zip code, and then you either wanna look on your tax records or something like True People Search, figure out who the homeowner is, and lay that out on a simple Google Sheet. Could you use fancy CRMs and automate this process down the line? Absolutely. But my goal for you right now is to get basic information from free websites, use free sources to document your information in terms of future use, and get started and get a win. And once you get a contract and you have that proof of concept, then you can invest in more expensive technology and automations. So let's go back to Zillow here and look at a few more. Now, conveniently, this is a property that, I kid you not, I have under contract right now. This lady was in prison. I tracked her down because I had the data from the very beginning. I got a contract on this. I'm probably going to assign it for give or take a 20K profit. But you can see on this Zestimate, right underneath it, there's an auction tab. Okay, and you'll also see you can get auction details. That's going to be our next site that we're going over. But guys, this is completely free. All you had to do was come over to More, click By Owner and Other, Foreclosures, Auctions, Pre-foreclosures. Go through here, look at every single one on here, and put that on a Google Sheet with the address, homeowner name, first name and last name. Skip trace that. And you can either cold call those people, you can door knock those people, you can immediately get started. There's not a high barrier to entry. So I know Zillow is common to everyone knows about it, but this information is already here. Why not gather it if you're brand new and start taking action? All right, we're gonna go over to our second website now, which is a commonly known website called auction.com. So you're gonna go to auction.com, choose a market that you want to be in. For instance, I'm in Kansas City. You're going to go to asset type and choose foreclosure homes. These are ones that have not yet foreclosed yet. Some of these are properties that have already been foreclosed on. They're owned by the bank. We don't want to mess with those. So you're going to choose foreclosure home. And you'll notice all of these different options that come up. So simply, you can go in here, click on one of these properties, and it provides you all kinds of information. You have the property address, the county, the zip code. Oftentimes it will have the resale value or the bed and bath count. And many times, if we can find the right property in here, it will actually provide you an opening bid, such as this property. That way you can know, oh, this property has a lot of equity. I want to go after it. Or, this one doesn't have much equity. Maybe it's not worth my time yet because I don't have a team to leverage every single property and I need to use my time effectively. So you can go on to this type of website, auction.com, go through and type in your market, look for properties that you would be really interested in buying and that maybe you would want to buy 100 of. Go in, click on it, gather the address, look at any information in terms of equity that it might have. And then, most importantly, you can go down here and look for foreclosure contact info. You'll see that there's an attorney called Millsap and Singer right here. It's a very common attorney in Kansas City. And then you can simply either look for a website of their own where they might publish additional foreclosure information, or give that attorney a call and ask them, I'm looking to access all your information about the houses that are going into foreclosure. Is there a place that I can look online that updates that information? So you can continue to go through here, play around, see what all addresses are available and up for auction, see what attorneys are involved. Just start trying to educate yourself on what type of information you would really need. And guys, I know this seems super basic. Zillow.com, auction.com, I get it. But yours truly made millions of dollars from these sites in the very beginning. I would go to Zillow, I would go to auction.com, I would write these addresses down on a piece of paper. I would simply skip trace them on a free site like True People Search, or drive to them and door knock. Guys, I made millions. I kid you not, with no technology, no extra scrapers online, didn't go to fancy resources that are all over the place. I used these free resources. This is a perfect place for you to get started. Now, are these all of the sources for pre-foreclosure data? Absolutely not. Just in my market, there's all kinds of different sites, and I'm continually finding more information. And of course, if you're watching this video, you're probably not from Kansas City, you're from all over the country. What I'm wanting from you from watching this video is to get started. Familiarize yourself with your city, your market. Look at Zillow and find the foreclosures there. Look at auction.com. See what foreclosures are there. See what type of attorneys are involved. Familiarize yourself with the process. Start documenting this data in some type of Google sheet that allows you to keep track of what auctions are coming up and what houses you're gonna go to or cold call and try to have a conversation with these sellers. Now, should you as an investor be doing this task every day? You personally should not. This is a $10 an hour task. You need to be out there having the conversations, making the calls, doing the door knocks, sending the emails and the texts. You should not be the one keeping track of the data. So who should do this for you? Well, you have a couple of different options. You can either delegate it out to someone on your current team, if you have that person, maybe an admin. Perhaps you could hire a VA that you could train, make videos, show them where to go in terms of finding this data. Or shameless plug, I have a company coming out named Niche Data, where we have built some technology using AI to where we can scrape this data nationwide. That data would then be cleaned, it would be organized, it would be skip traced, and not only that, it would be appended with daily updated information from local attorney sites, so you would always have the most updated information. Having the best data is going to help you win in this industry. I want you focused on those conversations. So if you would love for your data to be automated, skip traced, continuously updated, always provided to you with the most up-to-date information, head over to our Facebook community, Niche Real Estate with Michael Franke. Add yourself in there. I will give updates as we go with that data service, but I think it's going to change a lot of lives and help you be up to date with your information and focused on the high leverage tasks, not those admin tasks. So start poking around on those two sites, Zillow, auction.com. Really start familiarizing yourself with the information. Start swirling some ideas around on how you can get that information automated, whether that be through a teammate, a VA, using niche data, whatever you decide. Start taking action. Start having these conversations. I'm getting messages daily from people in my DMs that have watched my YouTube videos, have watched my content, have started taking action, and they're getting their first deal and making 10 grand. I got a message the other day where a person had done 4 deals in 1 month and made over $100,000. I've even had one person that is making around $250,000 a month with the niche strategy. So no matter where you are in your journey, you've got to start. Utilizing these free resources like Zillow and auction.com can help you get that first deal, can help unlock your mind, and can help you start down the road making a lot of money with niche deals and making an impact for a lot of families. I hope this has been helpful and got your mind going. I would love to hear about your wins. Post them down in the comments. I want to hear about your first deal, your 50th deal. No matter how many deals you've done, I love seeing the success stories down in the comments. Share those. It not only helps me know that I'm teaching the right things, but inspires others to take action. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.